pathways, photorespiration, respiration. Okay. In addition to that, after my session, our people have taken the practicals also. Okay. So now we will revise what we can do and what we have learned and what we are going to do today for 2 hours. So this is a simple refreshment lectures. You all can talk, don't worry, you can view your ideas and all. We will have happily we will study for 2 years what we have learned up to now. Okay? Okay, understood? So today's activities, I want to do like this. Are you seeing my slides now? Yeah. So this is discussion and understanding first. What about the understanding of my subjects? Are you clearly understanding? Or any difficulties in language or speed and the presentations? Can anyone say what we have to do? Are you understanding well? Please talk your mouth today. Okay? Be happy. Simply articulate. Okay? Don't worry. Can anyone say? AB121. Yes, 121. If I call you, you will say yes. 121, tell me. What about your understanding? Sadaniga.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What about your understanding? Can you tell in English or in Tamil, whatever it is? Don't worry, be free. The language. Yes, Solomon. வீணை வாசிக்கிறீங்க வீணையா
இல்ல சார்
வீணையா வாசிக்கிறீங்க tell me what about your understanding? Difficult to understand?
No, sir.
Then easy. What about the language?
Tamil.
You are from which place?
கிளிநொச்சி.
கிளிநொச்சி. கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமா இருக்கும் என்ன திடீரென்று வந்து படிக்கக்குள்ள. Okay, no problem. So what about others? 006 Tanya. Yes. 10. Yeah. What about you? What about the understanding?
Okay, sir. Little bit okay.
Little bit okay. So what is the difficulties? Language?
Some terms are difficult, sir, to memorize.
Yeah. Okay. Note down the terms. Terminologies. You have to study hard to understand terminologies. There is a glossary. Okay, glossary of each terminology. Even Google, you can go and get that glossary or dictionary and then understand that subject. Okay. If you don't understand, please raise your hand and ask me. At any moment, I will teach you. Okay, that is my habit. Because if you don't understand it, no point of taking lectures. Okay. Okay. 090. Yeah. What about your understanding? You are from which place? Yeah. What about your understanding? Blangda. What difficulties? Don't worry, be open. Oh. Yes, some terminologies in the sense religion, as I told you, you all come from Tamil medium, no? When you all come from Tamil medium, the first year, you will face difficulties in understanding in English medium classes. That is general, okay? Because all new words, new lectures, so and it is not in physical mode also. So you may feel difficulties, but you have to overcome. You have to write down that particular word and refer the dictionary. There are different dictionaries, scientific dictionaries, glossaries, and normal dictionary, and so textbooks. So then you can read it. So before our habit is what? Before the exam only we are understanding. But it is not the way. Every day you have to complete your task by getting the knowledge from various books and textbooks. Okay, Vinujay? Okay, then 082. Prabhakar.
Yes, yes, sir.
கேட்கவே பயமா இருக்குடா சொல்லு எந்த இடம்
Alpha.
Arpanam. So can you understand what is your problem? Do you have any problem in understanding?
Understand.
You can. Where did you study?
So, sir?
Where did you study? எங்க படிச்சீங்க?
Definitely.
Definitely. So அப்போ உங்களுக்கு இப்போ ஒரு இங்கிலீஷ் மீடியமா தமிழ் மீடியமா?
Tamil medium.
Tamil medium. So almost difficult தான் இருக்கும். Tamil medium students, okay, you will feel difficulties in terminologies, but within this year, you have to complete all the English standards. That means you have to get acquaintance of the terminologies, and then you have to study. Okay, then I will go beyond. Then 025, Maheshika. Hello, Maheshika. Where is that? 025. Yes, 046, Manishi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you are from which place?
From Candy.
Kandy.
Yes, sir.
So, do you understand the subjects well?
Yes, sir, but I have to reproduce the notes. I feel the terminologies are hard, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah, you will study. Yeah, then good. Akila Arafat, 035.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, how is your understanding?
It's easy to understand, but when you study, it's difficult to memorize. But it's okay, sir.
That is your problem. That is not my problem.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
Okay. You have to overcome your problem. Not I am not responsible for your problem. Okay, then insulin Sahana. Who is that? 016. Yeah. What about you?
Okay, sir.
You can.
Hey.
So main problem. Sinhala medium students අහන්නකෝ මේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ මේ සිංහල මීඩියම් ඉඳලා තමයි up to A level වෙනකන් අපි සිංහල තමයි ස්ටඩි කරලා තියෙන්නේ ඊට පස්සේ දැන් අපි ඉංග්‍රීසි එක යොදන්නේ එතකොට පොඩක් අමාරු තමයි හැබැයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඒක පොඩ ගන්න ඕනේ ඉගෙන ගන්න dictionary එක අරගෙන බලලා note කරලා you must spend little time on the subject and then you will understand. Okay, so yes, then I will come to the second section, collection of notes. Okay, you have any problems in the collection of notes? Can anyone say? Collection of notes. This one. How do you collect the notes? Hello? Hello? Hano there?
Yes,
Are you all there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the problem in collection of notes? I usually send through LMS. Okay? How many of you go to LMS after my, 1 or 2 days? I will send all the notes through LMS. Do you find any difficulties to download from LMS?
No, sir.
Hello?
No, sir.
Sadangini, Sadaniga, Sadan.
Yes, sir.
You download all the LMS notes.
Yes, sir.
You download. Okay. Then who has not downloaded? Can raise your hand. Who has downloaded? Can you raise your hands? Downloaded all the notes. Downloaded. Can you raise your hands? All the notes, huh? Summa yetrele nikang 1,000 pa. Simply don't raise your hands. Okay. Yeah. Total 80 students you have 82, 83. Yeah. You have downloaded. So good. So that all the notes you have downloaded. Okay. The next step is what? You lower your hands, please. Lower your hands. Okay, no problem. Lower your hands. So then, now, what is the problem in developing notes? You have downloaded my PowerPoint presentation, PDF format. Then, that is in nutshell. No? That is in nutshell. I have given some points. So you have to make notes out of it. When I take class also, you can take notes out of it. In addition to that, regular notes you have to get from standard books. Okay, you can go to library and you can download ebooks. And especially I refer Salisbury and Ross physiological book. So that book you have, and it is a Bible-like thing. Everything is there. So you can download the ebooks and then you study hard. Because more than 70% self-study. We can give you very few, but you have to develop notes and study hard. Okay? So how many of you have developed notes? Can you raise your hands? No one. No one. You have to develop short notes. Okay, you have to develop notes. Yeah, many people. Yeah, maybe 12, 13. You have developed notes. Good. Very good. Yeah. So the development of notes, only 21 participants. Yeah, 24, 25. So whatever it is, children, you have to develop your notes. Then only when you write essay questions, you will write. And not only, this is not only for the examination purpose, no. The examination purpose is one. No problem. That is first priority. Only 25 or 24 participants, you have developed notes. But rest of the people, before the exam, you must start, write and collect the notes. Even you can share the notes between your friends. Okay? So then you can develop and discuss. And then you can develop a good notes. And then before coming for the exam, you will have a group study. You yourself can formulate a Zoom group and then you can simply study and come with the exam. Or if you are in the hostel, you can sit together and study hard for the examination. Okay, the development notes, a collection of notes is a must. Understood? 106. Dulshani. Nikeshara. Dulshani or Dalshani? How do you call?
Dulshani.
Eh?
Dulshani.
Dulshani. Where are you from? Andrajapura. So you understand? So you have to develop your own notes. Okay? Okay, good. So then, and what about 034? Dunya. Erangi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Dunya. How do you say Dunya?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Dunya.
Dunya. So you have already developed notes, I suppose. You have raised your hand.
Yes.
That is good. Okay. So the development notes is a good habit. Batch step, boy batch step. Where is our boy batch step? So you also have developed notes. Good. Okay. So lower your hands, please. No problem. So before the exam, you have to have a very good notes in your hands. Understand? Okay? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Then, so why I tell all these things? You should pass the exam with very good average. Okay, that is good for your studies, and this is not only for the examination purpose. Even after the passing out, you must have a good knowledge in your head as an agriculture. So then, the crop physiology or plant physiology is a very important subject. Once you study hard in this subject only, you will have very good knowledge. Okay, so now we have discussed about understanding and the collection of notes. Then group activities. Are you doing your group activities in your hostel or wherever you gather? You study group. ஒன்றா சேர்ந்து படிக்கிறீங்களா? I will ask individually, then only you will answer. No one is answering no. Yeah, I will answer. I will ask. Question ke answer. Yeah, 033. Jayami. Shirantika. Where is Jayami?
Yes, sir.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You have collected notes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You have, do you study, Ikatuvala study Karanade?
Nurse.
You will have to jointly study and okay. So now I will come to the another section, the fourth section of our today's tutorial. We have major 5 portions: water relations, transpiration, different pathways, photorespiration and respiration. So I will divide you into 5 groups. Okay, you can discuss 30 minutes. What is if a group member from water relation, you all take your notes and study, and some people they may not have taken notes, some people they have already taken, so share among you and have a small presentation for 6 minutes on water relations. It may not be exactly what I have given. It can have some additional points, some more additional points also you may have. See, in these water relations, okay, water relations, you can have some more points. So I have put here, you can have some more points and then come as a PowerPoint presentation. Or can anyone, if you are doing by the telephone, it is difficult. Maybe each group you may have at least 1 or 2 laptops. Is it so? Although you have laptops, you are studying in telephones. How many of you are following through laptops? Can you raise your hands? Through laptops, eh? Yeah, around 90 laptops are there, 19. So no problem. You will definitely have a laptop within your group once you divide. Okay? Then you can have PowerPoint presentation, not much. What are the saline points in water relations? What is very important and what is the definition and how it goes? Like that, you can prepare a small PowerPoint presentation in this tutorial. Okay, understood? So there are 5 groups. Now the time will be 10:37. I will group by 10:40 only. So no problem. So after that, you take time from 10:40 to 11:20 or 11:15, 11:10. You can have a group discussion among you. Then somebody should be the leader, and that leader should present 6 minutes PowerPoint presentation. Okay, understand? Shall we do this?
Yes, sir.
Shall we do this? Can anyone say yes or no? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then you can include some points from your practical studies also. There are practicals also. Our lecturer has determination of transpiration, determination of transpiration by 4 leaves, experiment, determination of water potential of the plant, and determination of osmotic potential, and then osmosis by egg membranes. So all these practicals you have done. So you take all those notes and couple in this theory part, and then you can present. Understand? Now I will make you to group. You join and start your group activity. Okay? Hello? Okay, can you? Yeah, I will go through now. I will divide in the group. I will stop shares. Then I will make you to group. I will make you 5 groups. Okay. Okay. You can unmute, and then you can start your job for 30 minutes. Okay. I will visit.
Yes, sir.
Who is it? No one.
No one, sir.
Why? The subject is difficult.
Yes, sir. Everyone can.
So then when the time comes, everyone should contribute. Okay? Okay. Yeah, then group number 4. Who is group number 4? You lower your hand. Sadangi and Madangi. Yeah, who is number group 4? Who is your leader?
Sir, I am the leader.
Yeah, Abhishara. Good. Group number 5, who is your leader?
Yes, sir.
Who is that? Kajendra Lingam.
Kajavarnan, Kaindlingam Kajavarnan.
Kajavarnan. Good. So now we will start from Group number 5. Okay? Group number 5. Oh, are you ready? The laptop? Go group number 1. Who is ready? Who is ready? Be happy, Bilal. Don't worry. Be happy. You will study. Join in studying. That's all. No problem. It is not marks. It is not fearful thing. பயப்பட தேவையில்லை சும்மா ஜாலியா ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணுவோம் பயம் வேண்டேப்பா நீங்க ஜாலியா ப்ரெசென்ட் கரப்போ ஹரி கவுது who is going to present group number 1 can you என்னடா group number 1 present who is your leader Abhiramya no Sagara
Yes, sir.
yeah I will make you to say a slide Sagara what is your number
Sir, I am not sharing the screen, sir. Manishi will share the screen, sir.
Manishi what is the number
046, sir.
046 Manishi can you raise your hand yeah Manishi yes Okay, share your slides now. Share your slides and do present.
Good morning, everyone. I am from Group 1. Now we are going to see about the water retention, water relation. Now the plant absorb the water by their root. The water is found in different forms in the soil. Mainly, the soil get water from the rain. So first, we are going to see about the percolation. Percolation means the downward movement of the water in the soil profile. So there is mainly there is three forms of percolation. First one is capillary water and hygroscopic water. Third one is chemically combined water. Available to the plant is capillary water. The field capacity is mainly affected by the soil profile and the soil structure, temperature, the amount of water that retained by the soil after the rainfall of the gravitational water has become very slow. So and also this water holding capacities depends on the size of the soil particles. When the soil particle has more space, like sandy soils, these soils have more pore spaces, so the water can easily drain. And the water holding capacity is very low in the sandy soils, and in the clay soils, they are good at the water holding capacity because they have they can hold water. They can hold more water in the fully saturated soil. The percentage of moisture held in the form of film.
The slides are not moving.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Next slide. The next one is the uptake of water by leaves. If the leaf want to uptake the water, they need some special characteristic. The structure and permeability of the cuticle and epidermis, and cases of the wetting surface and hairness of leaf structure. And the fourth one is internal environment of deficiency of water in parenchymatous cells close to the epidermis. Next slide. Next, we are going to see about the mechanism of the water absorption. So, mainly the root, the first step is root absorb the water from the soil. So, the root have some special characters, like they want to permeable and consist the pectic substance, and mainly the mechanism of water absorption is in two ways. First one is active, other one is passive. So the active means for the active we need energy. So this energy is supplied by the respiration. The passive we don't need energy. So in the active, we further divide it into two types. First one is osmotic absorption. Second one is non-osmotic absorption. First, we see about the active osmotic absorption. So the first step is in the root absorb the water from the soil. So the osmotic pressure of the cell sap greater than the osmotic pressure of the soil water. So the root has absorbed the water from the soil. So the suction pressure in the root has become very higher. So this water from the cell walls entered into the plasma membrane by the osmotic diffusion, and as the result, the osmotic pressure, suction pressure of the root has now lower, while the turgor pressure is increased. And the last step is because of the absence of the turgor pressure in the xylem vessels, the water is move into xylem from the turgid pericycle cells. So, now the water moves in the xylem. So there will be a pressure. That pressure is higher than the pericycle cells. So because of that pressure, it develop the water raise height in the xylem. So this pressure is called as the root pressure. The next one is active non-osmotic absorption of water.
Root pressure due to osmotic pressure. Okay, good. Okay, go ahead.
Next one is active non-osmotic absorption of water. So this is in sometimes it happens when the osmotic pressure of the soil water higher than the osmotic pressure of the cell sap. So the soil water have the high osmotic pressure. So naturally water can't go through this through this type. So because of the movement of the absorption of the water, we need the root has need energy to absorb the water. So because of that, it get energy from the metabolic from the respiration. So the second one is passive absorption. Passive absorption is mainly happens due to the transpiration. So because of the transpiration, it creates some a tension. So because of that, the water moves. So now we are going to see about how the transpiration support the passive absorption of the water. So during the evaporation of the water from the leaves, during the transpiration, it creates a tension in the xylem of the leaves. So this tension is transmitted to water in the xylem of fruit through the xylem of the stem, and the water rises upward to reach that particular surfaces which need that water. So as a result, there will be a particular place, there will be an absence of water. So because of that tension, the soil water enter to the cortical cells and through the root air, and this water reach the xylem and it supply the water. Next slide. So now we are going to see about the factors affecting the water absorption. So mainly we can divide these factors like external and
There's your slide. It doesn't move.
we can divide these factors like two external environmental factors, internal environmental factors. In the external environmental factors, there is four factors: available of water, concentration of soil solution, soil temperature, and soil aeration. So the available of water, the plant absorb the capillary water. If the soil have more water, the absorption also increase. And also the concentration of soil solution also one of the factor that influence the absorption of the water. For example, if the soil have more salty soil, that soil have a higher osmotic pressure. So so because of that, the water absorption will suppressed. So the absorption of water is in the poor in alkaline soils. And this is also known as a physiological dryness. And the next factor is soil temperature. So the soil temperature is increase in the soil temperature up to 30 degrees Celsius is the favor condition of the absorption of the water.
1 minute.
Sir?
1 minute.
Sorry, sir.
1 minute more. 1 minute more.
Okay, sir. So the higher temperature and the lower temperature both are not suitable to the absorption of water. The second one is aeration. So the well aerated soil has the well aerated soil. If the soil is well aerated, the absorption will be increased. Less aeration, because of that the plant root cells will be died, so the absorption will also decrease, and the deficiency of oxygen, the metabolic activities and growth are inhibited, so the absorption also decrease, and the accumulation of carbon dioxide, uh, it increases the viscosity of the protoplast, and it decreases the permeability of the cell membrane. The internal factors, there are three factors: transpiration, absorption, root system, and the metabolism. So the transpiration, it directly proportional to the absorption. The higher rate of transpiration, it's produce the tension, so the absorption will be increased. And absorbing root system, the efficiency of the water absorbing, it depends on the absorbing system of the root. The presence of more number of root air, it create more number of root air, the absorption will be increased. And the metabolism and absorption are closely related. The factors inhibiting respiration, such as poor aeration, and application of anesthetic and KCN, reduce the absorption rate. Thank you, sir.
Good, well done. Manishi, good, well done. Who else have your group? Can raise number one, group number one people, can you raise your hands? Have you all contributed to this presentation? Have you all contributed to these presentations? Okay, so you have only taken from my notes, it seems. You don't have foreign notes. So better to add some other points from other notes as well. Okay, good, well done. Can we clap? Can we clap for group number one? I cannot listen to your clap voice, but okay, no problem. Okay, good. We will go to the group number two. Group number one, you can lower your hands now. And then group number two, who is going to present? Yeah, Abhirami?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no problem. I will make you to make the slides 162, no? 161. Yeah, I will make you now. 161. I have to search. Very good, transpiration. My favorite subject. Yes, go ahead.
We are group 2. I'm going to present about transpiration. Next slide. Water can absorb through root. The excess water must water to loss out from the plants, so that the plants have so many ways to let out the water, the excess water from the plants. Now we can see about the transpiration, how the water losses through this process. First, we look about what is transpiration. Transpiration is a process that involves loss of water vapor in the living part of the tissues in the plants through the stomata of plants, which is the living tissues. The loss of water vapor from the plant, it cools the plant. down when the weather is very hot, and water from the stem and roots moves upward or is pulled into the leaves. Next, types of transpiration. There are 3 types of transpirations here. The first one is stomatal transpiration and cuticular transpiration and lenticular transpiration, which is depending upon the plant surface transpiration. We can see this picture how these transpirations occurs. Next, the stomatal transpiration. The stomatal transpirations, the mostly of the transpiration takes place through this method. Stomata are usually present highly in the lower side of the leaves, so that the lower part of the leaves can release the water more. The water near the surface of the leaves changes into vapor and evaporates when the stomata are open. When the stomata is closed, there are no losses through the stomata. Nearly 80 to 90% of the total losses are happening through this method. Next, cuticular transpiration. Although cuticle is impervious to water, which means cuticles are not allowed to pass the water through that, but some waters may be lost through it. This is the way the evaporation of water from the cuticles of the plants. The cuticle is a waxy covering on the surface of the leaves of the plants. Nearly the 5 to 10% of the water loss happening through this method. During the dry conditions, when the stomata are closed, more water is transpired through the cuticles. Next slide. Next one is the lenticular transpiration. It is the evaporation of water from a plant through the lenticles. Some waters may be lost by the wood-hardened stems. The lenticles are present in the stems, so that can transpirate the water in these ways. When compared to the stomatal transpirations and the cuticular transpiration, the amount of water lost through this is a very small amount, although it can increase the dry environment exactly like cuticular transpiration. Next. Importance of transpirations to the plants. The process of transpirations keeps the cell turgid, cools the surface of the leaf, and helps in the movement of minerals from the soil to different parts of the plants. And also it maintains the osmosis as well as the turgidity of the cells. It helps the upward movement of the water because the excess water losses through the aerial part of the plant. So the plant wants to take more water from the roots, so the upward movement occurs. Next, then we look about the factors affecting transpiration in plants. Different factors affecting the rate of transpirations are cellular factors and the external factors. This cellular factor means the internal factors, the leaves or plant parts, how they are modified to transpirate the water from the plant. And the cellular factors affecting the rate of transpirations are the orientation of leaves. The orientations means where the cuticles or stomata, where that is occurs. In the surface of the leaves have the less stomata compared to the lower part of these leaves. So the transpiration is highly occurs in the lower part of the plant leaves. And the water status of the plant, the plants have the more water, or the plant in the saturated rate, the plant can evaporate the water through the transpiration. And the structural peculiarities of the leaves and the total number and distribution of the stomata in the leaf. In the stomata, the modifications of these stomata is in the monocot, the guard cells are in dumbbell shape, and the dicot have the bean shape like guard cells. The stomatals, that openings are covered by the guard cells. Next slide. The environmental factors. The environmental factors affecting the rate of transpirations are light. When light is high, the photosynthesis rate also high. So the transpiration also high. Humidity. When the environmental humidity is high, the water level in the environmental is higher than the plant. So it will reduce the transpirations in the leaves. In temperature, if temperature increase, the evaporation also increase, so the transpiration increase. But in the certain level after the high temperature, the stomata will close, so the transpiration will not occur. Then the atmospheric pressure, it's also increase the transpiration. Wind speed or velocity. If wind speed is high, the transpiration rate will reduce. Relative humidity, also the humidity affects. How the humidity affects the transpiration will reduce. Next. Mechanism of transpiration. Mechanisms of transpirations are in three ways. The first one is the osmotic diffusion, and the second
1 minute more.
movement, and simple diffusion of water from intercellular spaces through outer atmosphere. Next slide. Summary. There are three main types of transpiration. They are stomatal transpiration, cuticular transpiration, and lenticular transpiration. Stomatal transpiration is the most common type. Transpirations, the process of transpirations keeps the cell turgid, cools the surface of the leaves and also the plant environment, helps in the movement of minerals from the soil to different parts of the plants through the water absorption. And the transpiration is affected by cellular factors and the environmental factors. Thank you.
Okay, excellent presentation. Very nice. And can you raise your hands of group number 2? Can you raise your hands? So you have contributed to this presentation? Yes. Okay, good. So that is easy subject. One is missing the structure of both monocot and dicot. The insert that also very good in your presentation. So very nice. Okay, I will go. Thank you for the presentation. And I will go to group number 3. Who is group number 3? Raise your hands.
Today we are going to present you about photorespiration. It is the process that occurs in the Calvin cycle during plant metabolism. Photorespiration is a special type of respiration that occurs in the green plants in the light. In the normal dark respiration is independent of light, and it is rate is the same in the both light and dark. But photorespiration only in the presence of light. The term photorespiration refers the release of CO2 in respiration in the presence of light during photosynthesis. Next, I'm going to talk about CO2 compensation point. The CO2 concentration at which the rate of photosynthesis exactly that much the rate of respiration. For C3 plants, that is 2200 ppm. For C4 plants, that is 0 to 10 ppm. Above the CO2 compensation point, the rate of photosynthesis is more. Below it, the rate of respiration is more. The places where the photorespiration occur are chloroplast, peroxisome, and mitochondria. Next, the importance of photorespiration. Photorespiration is closely related to CO2 compensation point. It is high CO2 compensation point in tomato, wheat, and oats. The plants where the low CO2 compensation point are maize, sorghum, sugarcane, pearl millet, and amaranthus. The chief substrate of this photorespiration is glycolate. The others are metabolites. Examples are amino acids, glycine, and serine. Next, I'm going to talk about the reactions take place. The mitochondrial respiration and the photorespiration are oxidation process. First, I'm going to talk about the reaction in cytoplasm. When oxygen reacts with RUBB, it forms PGA and phosphoglycolic acid. Here, PGA will enter Calvin cycle and phosphoglycolic acid undergo dephosphorylation to form glycolate. Next, the reaction in peroxisome. The migrated glycolate from chloroplast oxidized and formed glyoxylate and H2O2. H2O2 removed by catalyzed enzyme and glycoxylate is converted into glycine amino acid by the process of transamination. Next, the reaction in mitochondria. First, the glycine migrate to mitochondria. Two glycine combine to form a new amino acid called serine. With that, CO2 and NH3 are also formed. Serine is converted to glyceric acid. That glyceric acid converted to PGA by the process of phosphorylation, which is sent to Calvin cycle.
That's all?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you expand this picture? Photorespiration, expand the slide mode, this picture. Yeah, it is good picture where you have collected, no? Yeah,
Yes,
like this. Yeah, like this you have to collect the notes, and it is very nice. And all three organizations are there. Organelles are there. So it is clear indications. Once you all listen to me, you get this picture from the group number 4, and then it is a very good picture for the explanation. So like that, you have to collect the notes and add the notes which I have given to you. So this is very good initiative of the group number 4. Okay, good. So shall we go for the group number 5? You stop slide. Okay, sharing. Yes. Who is group number? Yeah.
Very good afternoon to everyone. We are group number 5. Our heading is the respiration. First, we add this front page as this picture. The first one that produce the light energy, that time the chloroplast that producing the O2 and the glucose.
What is the noise? What is the noise? There is a noise. Okay, can you repeat? Yes. Okay, go ahead.
The first is a sunlight energy that is absorbed by the chloroplast that producing O2 and the glucose. The glucose that converted into the mitochondrion. We know everyone the mitochondrion is the powerhouse of the unit. that doing the cellular respiration that produce the carbon dioxide and the H2O. These are the this is a simple definition of the respiration. Now I am going to move the definition of the respiration. The complex molecules that carbohydrate molecules, the glucose that oxidating and producing the ATP that called as the respiration. That time the CO2 and the H2O also produced. In the types based on the aerobic respiration and the anaerobic respirations. Aerobic respiration means they are oxygen needed process. That time the ATP is produced 686 kilocalorie, and the anaerobic respirations mean they are 56 kilocalorie that producing in ethyl alcohol. Sometimes that produce the lactic acid also producing the anaerobic respirations. The respiration we can classify or the main three steps are following. The first is the glycolysis, a Krebs cycle or TCA cycle, and electron transport chain that into the phosphoric oxidative phosphorylations. Now I am moving to glycolysis. The first step of the glycolysis, the 6 carbon molecule are the glucose that producing the pyruvate that called as the glycolysis, the main step. This time that to ATP as the net weight of the this process. In the glycolysis, that after in the cytosol, there are chain reaction also happen. Because the glycolysis are determined, this is aerobic or anaerobic respirations. That time the aerobic respiration will happen. The chain reaction is happen. That means pyruvate that releasing the carbon dioxide that produce the acetyl group that attract with the enzyme CoA that is called as acetyl CoA. That acetyl CoA, the acetyl CoA is 2 carbon that is in the enter into the TCA cycle or Krebs cycle. Because the Krebs cycle, the scientist known as the Krebs, so that by we called as the Krebs cycle. The 2 carbon acetyl CoA that is producing the citric acid. They continue in the 2 times, so that producing the 6 NADH. 4 carbon dioxide and 2 FADH2 and 2 ATP as a net weight of these end products of the Krebs cycle. This is called for the dicarboxylic acid cycle. That also the Krebs cycle in another name. This is the electron transport chain. This is the final step of the respiration, and the final step in the Krebs cycle, the products of the NADH2, that FADH2, the ATP, that are electron chain reaction. The oxidative phosphorylation also happen in here. That time the NADH2 that producing the 3 ATP and the 2 FADH2 producing the 2 ATP. In the glycolysis and the chain reaction, Krebs cycle, finally the oxidative phosphorylation, there are 38 ATP producing. That 286 kilocalorie ATP are using in the electron transport chain. There are some significances of the respirations because of the releasing of the energy. The mitochondria that are releasing the energy and producing the ATP. ATP are the important for the metabolic activities. So by synthesis of the ATP and stepwise release of the energy and growth and development, the cell division, so cell enlargement, like that, the growth and development that important for the respiration, and the energy for the biosynthesis and role of the intermediates, the environmental that balance to the carbon dioxide and the oxygen, so the balance of the CO2 and the O2 and the fermentation. The factors affecting the respirations, there are 2 types of, the external and the internal factors. The temperature, light, oxygen supply, water supply, the CO2 concentrations, and toxic and stimulating substance, and disease and injury are the external factors of the respirations. The internal factors are in the mitochondria, and there are internal factors, the amount of the respirable material, respiratory enzymes, and acidity of the cell, and the activity of the organism. Finally, I tell about the summary first. Of the respirations, the complex molecules we known as some carbohydrates and the proteins that fats also producing the energy. Likewise, there are anaerobic respiration and aerobic respirations. Aerobic respiration means O2 needed. At that time, they produce the ATP 686 kilocalorie. And next, the anaerobic respiration, oxygen no needed. That producing 56 kilocalorie, and they are ethyl alcohol and the lactic acid that produce. So the three steps, the glycolysis, Krebs cycle, electron transport chain, and oxidative phosphorylation. Then the significance of the respiration. Finally, the factors affecting the respiration. These are our presentation about this.
Yeah, good. Good, Kajendran, what is the Kayavadana? Kayavarna, okay, good. So group number 5 people, you have also prepared. Yeah, good. So who is group number 3 people? Can you raise your hand? All other group they have presented. Group number 3, what happened really? Yeah, can you raise your hands, please? Group number 3. No one is there. Hello? Yeah, what happened? Ramya, Selvarasa, what happened to your group? Can unmute and say, maybe in Tamil. In
our group, no one have laptop. We have discussed our points.
You have discussed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and your pathways, no? C3, C4 and CAM.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So was it difficult? The subject was difficult?
No, sir. It is okay, but we didn't prepare the slide. We have discussed among ourselves.
Okay, good. So you got all these 3. So we have studied all the subject now. Okay, you lower your hand, please. Ramya, you lower your hand. No problem. I will give you a link for tomorrow's class. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.